Before I get started, I always like to give my oranges a gentle scrub using a vegetable brush. Now you don't want to scrub too hard, but you do want to wash them thoroughly because we are including the skin in our marmalade. So give them a thorough wash and then towel dry. Now you have a couple of options when you're preparing your rind, and that all goes down to personal taste. You can prepare your peel very fine or thin or chunky. So we're going to cover a couple of different options on how to prepare your peel. So before you get started, there are a few things that you're going to want to have handy. One is a juicer, something similar to this. You can also have an automatic juicer. A spoon, and that's what we're going to scoop the membrane out of. And once you've scooped the membrane out, we're going to collect it in some cheesecloth. And the cheesecloth is actually going to get tied with a little piece of butcher string like this. And the cheesecloth filled with the membrane and seeds is actually going to go in your pan with the oranges and the sugar to make the marmalade. It's very high in pectin, and that's going to be what helps you achieve this set. A spoon, knife, and cutting board, and you're ready to go. So we're going to get started here. I've already cut my clean orange in half, and I've juiced it, and I've just simply cleaned out the inside using a spoon. Now Seville oranges, the membrane separates very nicely from your oranges. So you do have another option if you don't want to juice your oranges. You can supreme them. And basically, so Sevilles have a high number of seeds, so I start by scraping the seed out, and then we're going to supreme the orange. So all I'm doing is cutting on the inside of each membrane within the orange very quickly all the way around. And then once you've cut all the way around, you're going to take your knife and cut along the edges so that you're actually getting bits of your orange like this. That's going to get added to the juice. That's going to lead you or provide you with a marmalade that has more kind of fruit, a thicker consistency than the juicing method. So just simply using a spoon, you're now going to, after you've juiced your orange, you're going to scrape out the membrane from the inside here. Just nice and gently. You'll notice that with Seville oranges, all of this stuff comes out really nicely. And then we're going to add that to our cheesecloth. You want to get this nice and clean so that all you're dealing with is the peel and as much of the pith as you want or do not want. So that you have a nice clean interior of the orange that is now ready for cutting. To cut my peel in half and flatten it down nicely. Now I like all of my peels in my marmalade to be very consistent. So I'm going to square off each edge here and get rid of that so that we're just left with a nice even peel. And then this is where you can decide whether you want a fine peel, so you can cut it nice and thinly and have peels like that. You can thicken it up if you like a chunkier marmalade. So that you have peels that look like this. Like I said, just cut away any of the edges that are not straight so that you're dealing with something that's nice and square so that you have uniform peel size in your marmalade. This is especially important if you're entering any award competitions. And then nice and consistently just cutting the peel down to whatever thickness you want. And the peel is going to get added in with whatever you've juiced or supremed into your pot with your sugar and your lemon. So if you like even a finer peel for your marmalade, you do have a choice of taking your orange and cutting the skin off this way. This way you're getting much less of the pith. And when I do that, I do the exact same thing. Just square off your edges nicely so you're dealing with a uniform piece of orange. And then I'm cutting my peel in whatever thickness I want. But this way, you're going to end up with a much finer peel, a lot less of the pith, which adds the bitter flavor to your marmalade. See the difference? So you do have the option of how you want to prepare your skin. So you've juiced all of your oranges. You've now prepped all the peel to whatever thickness you like. And all that's really left is to take all of the membranes and seeds that you've collected in your cheesecloth, take a little piece of butcher's twine and tie around, And this is what's going to, you're going to add this into the pot with the peel and the meat of your oranges. And this is going to cook in the jam, in your marmalade actually. And this, the membrane and the peel, is what actually provides the pectin for a really nice set with your marmalade.